Okay, so today we are going to discuss something about 2 points, and today probably unit number one will be gets completed. So let us see what are the points we are supposed to discuss here. So in the previous session or in the previous class, we have discussed what is the loop and how loop is going to be get evaluated, and everything has been taken into consideration in the previous class. Today, we would like to consider input validation. So in addition to this particular input validation, we would like to also interested to look about formatting the output. First of all, formatting the output, followed by input validation loops. Okay, these two will be taken into consideration. And let me take first point. The point will be formatting the output here. How the output will be gets formatted here in the Python print statement. Let us have a closer look on this particular thing. Then I will move to the next topic. So here, while producing any kind of output, whatever the output a user wants to produce, that output sometimes may be required in tabular format. Okay, directly you could not draw any lines, but the output must be always seen in terms of a table format. And this particular table format might be some kind of data. Any information within that particular tabular format might be in left justified or right justified, either of these two formats. Okay, I'll show you an example, then you could understand very easily how the things will be. Okay, columns in any information which is being available within the columns may be left justified or right justified. For example, if you consider, this is your column, this is your column, left justification in the sense the data will be seen something like this. This is called as left justification. Okay, from left side onwards to right side, the data will be goes like this. Right justification in the sense the data will be seen in such a way. This is called as right justification. Okay, so either it could be in left justification or right justification. Normally, this could be available in terms of any columns here. Okay, and for doing such kind of operation, what exactly we would like to take into consideration is, we would like to concentrate on field width. Field width in the sense, if you consider this is your table and this is your column, so right away from this place to this place, how many number of characters it is being occupied. For example, some 20 characters could be gets occupied by this column, for example. Okay, then the 20 characters will be called as the field width. Okay, for example, it might be some 30 characters. Yes, 30 characters might be considered as the field width. Okay, so if you take any word processing application, something like MS Word, something seems like this. When Word, something seems like this. So here, there is a facility to draw, a clear facility to draw the table. Very clearly, we could able to draw the table within this particular word processing applications. Thereby, you have some kind of identifications how the columns are being operated here. Let me draw a small thing for you. So look at this. This is the way to draw one particular column. So one table will be written something like this. So here the data will be, if you type the data, it is in left justification, here also left justification, and so on and so forth. Everything is in left justification. Let me make this particular entire column into right justification. Come to home and apply, this is the right justification, Control R. You could see the data will be typed something like this. Okay, it could be typed something this way. This is called as right justification. Either of these two formats, the data will be available. But in Python, you could not draw such kind of lines. Instead of drawing these lines, you can arrange the data in such a way. You can arrange the data in such a way. That could be possible. Then, however, so whatever the length you have been taken, this is the total length of your cell. This particular length, for example, it could be able to fit some 20 characters. The field width of this particular cell will be 20. And obviously this cell also be 20. This particular cell also be 20, and so on and so forth. So field width will be playing a vital role while formatting any kind of data in columns. Okay. Now, how this could be done here? How this could be done in the sense, normally in Python, not only Python, in any programming language, one specific command which is used to provide the output, the specific command could be print. In Python, it is print. In C, it is printf. And in the C++, it might be printf or cout. And under Java, so system.out.println. However, whatever it may be, the print operation will always gives you a facility to post or to print some kind of data onto the screen. So you have to manipulate so this particular print statement in our Python. Then how could you manipulate here? Normally, if you write any print statement here, normally you could write, so this is a print, print of, so any prompt message you could produce here, comma, you maybe put comma, any variables will be produced here, something like this. Let me give one specific output here, then you could understand very easily. So let me say the addition is, for example, addition is followed by comma add, some variable add. So this is the way you have to produce the output. So this is a general point of view while we have to place the data onto the screen. Okay, but if you are trying to print the data using field widths, the print statement will be slightly changed from this particular format to some other format. Let me show you how this could be. Okay, then the print will be taken. So whatever the format you are trying to specify, that format string could be so specified here. Already you have learned these format strings. So for integers, already you have used in our C, that is %d. So %s in the sense strings. So %f in the sense float. Already you have used. Okay. So format string followed by again percentile, so followed by your actual variable what you have to specify here. Let me write that statement also here, then you could understand. Print. So print. So format in the sense, I would like to produce some integer as output. So integer will be percentile. So some d. Okay. So within quotations, no comma is required here. There is no comma which is required here. Followed by, instead of comma, you'd like to put again percentile, and whatever the data item you are trying to put out there, or whatever the variable you are trying to put out there. So that particular variable might be, for example, add. So add. If you want to put add, then it could be produced within a format, within a specific format. Then you maybe ask me one question here. That question is, where is the field width? Where exactly you have taken the field width? Yes, field width will be mentioned in between these two, in between this percentile and the character. So thereby you have expected to mention the field width here. So here some 6D. So totally 6 characters can be taken. Out of the 6 characters, how many number of digits are there with you? Those many number of digits are supposed to be placed in right justification mode. Right, let me give you what is the right justification mode, how it could be. Let me give you in right justification mode. For example, 1000 you would like to print here in the sense, in this way you have to print. In this way you have to print in right justification mode. Normally, if you print any kind of data using print, it is always left justification. Okay, 1000 could be print like this. Okay, 1000 could be print like this. But if you specify some positive number in between percentile and the formatted string character, so then it is a positive number, then it is right justification. If it is a negative number, then it is left justification. I have already given here. So for formatted strings, percentile will be get started with, always starts with percentile. And for integers, you may be taken D. For strings, you may be taken yes. And for float values, you may be taken so F here. For float values, somewhat different. Whatever the entire field width followed by a dot followed by precision, because every float value does have some decimal point. So the decimal point must be mentioned here. Total field width will be some 10 characters. Out of these 10 characters, some 2 characters will be decision. Okay, so something like this. This total length will be 10 characters here. Out of this 10, 8 characters will be taken for integer part, so decimal place, and 2 more characters for precision part. So that is the importance of this one here. 8 will be for integer part, and 2 characters will be for so precision part. Okay, followed by F must be there. F in the sense float value. And then here it's very important to understand. So if the number, what I have specified just before, if you specify something like this number, if number is positive, then the data will be right justified form. If the number is negative, then it is left justified form. Okay, let me give you one small example, then you could understand very, very, very easily. So when compared to taking some kind of class, something like this. Let me give you one example in terms of Python here. Let me open the console. Yes, console, and let me open a new file for you. Yes, I'd like to, what is my intention here is, I'd like to find the exponent of 10 power of the number. What is my intention is, so I'd like to consider 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on up to whatever the number it may be. For 1, what is the value of 10 power 1? For 2, what is the value of 10 power 2? For 3, what is the value of 10 power 3? Simply speaking, 10 power 1, 10 power 2, 10 power 3, 10 power 4, and so on. I'd like to identify this one. Without formatting, let me write first. So with formatting, let me write in the next way. So let me show you how this could be. So simply speaking, I'd like to use a for loop for I in, so the range of, let me take 1 to, for example, 10 power 10, for example, 10 power 10, that is 11, 1 to 11. So what I would like to specify here is print, the value might be, so I value followed by whatever the exponent you are trying to identify here. Exponent will be 10 exponent operator of I. Okay, this could be produced here. If you have any specific information, you please write before that. So exponent, let me say value, exponent value, one space exponent. Okay, so this is the heading of that particular the loop, and this is the output here. For example, let me execute this one here. So save this one. Let me save in the regular saving pattern, Python and programs. So format 1.py, format 1.py. Let me run this one here for a while. So look at this. You could not see in a proper way. It must be so. Look at this. If 10 will be there here, Obviously, it could be the data will be pushed towards this side. Actually, this value can be always displayed in this format. The format must be displayed in this format. For example, 1, so exponent value is 10. So 2, exponent value is this one. This is the way you have to display. 100 will be displayed like this. 3 and 1000 will be displayed something like this, because this is place holding system. This is zeros, ones, hundreds, thousands, and so on and so forth. Okay, that is the place holding system. But you could see here, it is not in a proper way. How many characters are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 11 characters are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let us observe this one. So it is not in a proper way. If you apply the format in a proper way, let me save with another name. So format 2. So if I would like to follow the format in a particular way, something like this. So the format will be, everything is integer only. So there is no worry. So you have to operate only percentage D. So percentage, so how many characters are there here? Value 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 characters are there. So that is why percentage 5 D. Okay. So followed by, so percentage, how many characters are there for this particular, so 10 power 10, so total 11. So let me take it as 12, percentage 12 D. So here, this particular character, whatever the value you have been taken here, just wait, whatever the value you have been taken here, this particular characters, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 must be always in left alignment. And so whatever the characters you have been taken into exponent, that must be in right alignment. For right alignment, positive value. For left alignment, negative value. -5. So D. And close this one. So previously you have specified some comma here. Now comma is not required. So percentile, where it is? Percentile. If more number of parameters will be there, so here we have been passed 2 parameters. One is the value, and second one is the exponent. 2 parameters have been passed here. Okay, so all these parameters will be placed into, so like this. If you place like this, obviously it could be taken. Percentile can be operated all of the parameters over there. Okay, so look at the output here. So this output will be already existed with you, previous output. Now the output will be, you can see. Look at this. Okay. So this is right justified so that you could understand this is 10, this is 100. So place holding can be seen by you in a proper way. This is 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, and so on and so forth. Okay. That is the basic difference between so general printing operation with the formatted printing operation. So this is the basic difference between these two. Okay, you please understand. So whatever the specifications I have shown you here. Okay, in this way the format is gets operated here. Okay, so for example, I'd like to take so the same program. I'd like to save it as with another way. Format 3. Let me send you everything for you. Format 3.py. Here, what I would like to perform here in the sense, I don't want to take this one here. So, okay. Value and so value with pi. Whatever the pi value you have multiplied here. So, value with so pi hyphen value pi value. Okay. So for example, what exactly you are trying to perform here is the sense. So I into so 3.1412, for example, if you take something like this. Okay. Now what exactly you are trying to specify here is, so total number of characters will be 12 only. Okay, let me take it as 15 characters. Out of this 15, I'd like to take how many decimal places are there here. So totally 4 decimal places are there. So 4 decimal places, let me take as 4. And my data will be displayed here is float. It is the float value. So let me run this particular problem for a while here. You can see. In a proper way, you can see. Okay. In this way, you can specify your specific pi value. Look at this. So tens places will be displayed in a proper way. Tens places will be displayed in a proper way here. So that is what you need to understand. Okay. In this way, you have to format your output in a proper way. So just 2 lines of code is enough to produce the format output here. You must remember this one. You must remember this one here. This is very, very important operation for you. So you must remember this one here. Okay. Then we'll move to next one, that is validation loops. I hope that you people have understood what I spoke to you just before, what we have discussed. Okay. Now validation loops. I did not put anything here. Validation loops and what does it means in the sense you are trying to take some kind of input but that input is not supposed to be taken your expectation. Okay, you are, for example, you wanted to make a choice between A to D, either A or B or C or D. Either of these four choices must be taken. But user has entered other than these four characters, then it maybe gives you the wrong information. User will be thinks that yes, I have entered some information, but my system is not working in proper way. Okay, something like that. He may be feel. So to avoid such kind of a confusion, so what exactly we have to perform here in the sense. So where exactly such kind of so inputs must be required by you, whereby you maybe take input validation loops. Okay, let me give you one more very simple example. Considering your information system, that is student information system. So student might have some subjects information. So subject 1, so subject 2, subject 3, and so on. Maximum marks for this particular, minimum marks for this particular subject 1 might be either of these subjects, whatever the subjects it might be. So minimum marks is 0. He may be attempted and he got 0. Otherwise, he may be get 100. If you are supposed to give beyond these limits, so negative marks are not allowed, and so more than 100 also not allowed. If such kind of validations will be there with you, then how could you done using so Python here, Python loops here? Let me show you. I'll give you directly example. There is no data which is being taken into consideration. Already we have discussed the loops. So I have discussed one particular loop for you, that is while with the true. While with the true, it has been discussed with you. So let me give you so that particular example how you can validate the input here. Let me save this one with another name. So VALID valid.py. Okay, my intention is you are expected to take ABCD as your choice, not more than that ABCD. ABCD might be in any form, either it is uppercase letters or it is lowercase letters. Both will be okay, but you have to take the input only for these four characters. Then how could you do this particular thing in so validation loops? Let us discuss this one here. So let me start the problem with while true. Okay, the condition will be always this loop will be returns true only. It is not supposed to go for false. Okay, so simply it is true. Since it is true, it will be always so getting executed. So it is infinite loop. If infinite loop will be there, you must be terminate somewhere else by following some condition in the loop. So what is that? Let us take this one here. Some data will be equal to input of, okay, so pick proper data or proper input. So that input might be okay, that input might be what exactly you are supposed to take, A to D only. Okay, you are supposed to enter A to D only, not more than that. Okay, so if your data will be in lower, for example, your data either it is upper or it is lower, it doesn't matter for us. Maybe it is upper, maybe it is lower, it doesn't matter for us, but it must be either A, B, C, D, that's all. Either of these four characters only. So data dot lower, if this data dot lower is not in, for example, small a, because I have taken as a lower, since it is lower, I have compared with only lower characters. So small a or small b or small c or so small d, for only these characters. Okay, if these characters must be, whatever the data you have taken as input, that must not be in this one, then what you are supposed to produce? So print. So what exactly you are trying to give the information to the people that sorry, your response is not correct, enter proper response. Okay, so response is not correct, so please enter proper response. Okay, please enter proper response. Okay, So this is the information which we have to provide to the user. This is the information which we have to provide to the user. If user has been provided proper data, what exactly you are trying to perform? So else, user has provided yes proper data, that is either A, B or C or D. Either of these characters has been provided. Then what else you have to do? You have to stop taking the input. So how you could stop the taking the input in the sense? You just break the loop. You just break the loop. Okay. So this is what about the input validation loops. How it could be. I have given a simple example. So you can perform a very good example with your own citations. So let me show you. Let me execute for you here. So here it may be taken some kind of, let me show, because if it is there, yeah. So look at this. Pick proper input. That input might be either so A to D. For example, if I have to click on K. So look at this. What the system will be response to you. Your response is not correct. Please pick a proper response. Let me take some P. Also, it is not correct because we are expecting A, B, C, D only. Let me expect so Q. Again the same. Let me expect, give Q. Again the same. If I would give D, for example, yes, it is okay. Your response is okay. You will come out from the loop. Okay. Probably you have understand input validation in the sense you are expected such kind of input, but your user has not given proper input. Then what should we have to do? You maybe give some information to the user, stated that you please enter proper input or proper response, something like that. So then, so users will be enter the proper input, something like this. So just 3 to 4 lines are enough to write such kind of codes here. Okay. In this way, you can check it out. So proper input here. For example, let me take one more example for you. So because valid1, validation 1.py. So normally in India, not only India, anywhere else. So if you are crossed 18 years, then you will be eligible for voting. Yes, eligible for voting. So therefore, let me take so age equal to, obviously age must be an integer. So that the integer of, so take enter your age. Enter your age. Okay, you have to enter your age. Yes, age has been taken. Then what exactly you have to specify? If age will be greater than 18 and of course less than 100. However, that is not that is not our problem. But age will be greater than or equal to 18. Yes, you are eligible. Otherwise, you have to enter one more. Okay, you have to enter one more. So look at this. So for example, if I would take something like this. So age is greater than or equal to 18. What is your output you have to give the user? So the output must be seems you were eligible for voting. You were, congratulations, you were eligible BLE for voting. Congratulations, you are eligible for voting. Otherwise, what else? What exactly you have to give? You have to give one more. So one more response here. That response will be, so sorry. So sorry. You are too young to vote. So you have to give some kind of message, whatever the message it might be. That's your own. That's your own message. So you are too young to vote. Okay, that is the. So this is one kind of input validation. It's another kind of input validation. Look at this. Enter our age. So let me say some 2 years. You are too young to vote. For example, some 5 years. No, we're also not possible. It is not possible to give voting for you. For example, some 17 years. Again, it is not. For example, 18 years. Yes, you are voting. Okay. So, and so on. This particular problem will be continued for a while. Continuously, it is being executed. because we haven't given any kind of what you call let me say breakpoint is not been given here. Okay, so if this particular condition will be true, then after displaying this one, yes, you have to apply for break. Otherwise that particular loop will be continuous loop. Okay, infinite loop. So break this particular loop by operating control C. Obviously keyboard interrupt will be taken and your loop will be gets break, and then let me execute for a while again. Yes, one year, for example, 1 year. No, not possible. 5 years, not possible. 8 years, not possible. 10, not possible. 17, not. 18 could be displayed and it will be comes out. Okay, previously it could not be comes out. Now it could be comes out. Okay, in this way, so input might be validated based on your so loops here. Okay, so input validation loops will be seems like this in this way. I will send it out everything to you through Google Classrooms right now, and you will have access all these programs. And I will also give assignment to you today in the evening, probably after 12 or 1 o'clock. I'll give assignment also, and then must have some deadline for that particular assignment, and I have to submit the assignment immediately. Okay. So and by tomorrow onwards, what exactly I'm requesting you is so you